Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat series Shao Kahn figure. Now this guy looks immense here in the packaging. It's really hard to see him because Storm Collectibles does this really irritating thing where they have put a plastic bag over the figure to keep him from getting damaged. And in turn, he just looks kind of crappy in the package. You can't really see his detail. Over here, you've got a much better picture of what he'll look like once he's out and on the throne. On the back here, you can see him on the throne as well. A picture of the throne without him. Some different poses you can get him in. And his little read-up says, Shao Kahn was Outworld's protector and advisor to the realm's ruler Onaga. The Mortal Kombat tournament prevents him from taking the realm by force, but if Shao Kahn's champions win 10 consecutive tournaments, Earthrealm will be his. As long as his champions Shang Tsung and Prince Goro do not fail him, he will be victorious. So, I can't say too much about this figure in the packaging, but let's pull him on out. And here we have Shao Kahn out of the packaging. Now, he looks fantastic on his throne. And I'm really digging, even the detail on just the throne, stuff you're never going to see with him sitting on it, is really phenomenal. All the way to the back where you can actually see the Mortal Kombat crest on it. A lot of various browns and grays just to make it look like it was really chiseled stone. And that's really nice. Got Shao Kahn in a squat here. We'll stand him up. He is a surprisingly easy to pose figure. I thought with his size he was going to be a bit of a pain, but he's given me no trouble so far. So, real quick, we're going to go on to all the alternate hands he has before we actually go on to the figure himself. He's, of course, got both his open palms. He gets 2 pairs of fists, 2 pairs of the pointing "you suck" hands, 2 more pairs of open palms, maybe for like a grab or something like that. And then he gets 2 pairs of hands to actually grasp his hammer, as you can see here. A lot of really nice detail on the hammer, the dragon logo on either side. There's some red splattered like it's dried blood, the spike, various shades of paint and some red all down the handle. So that's a really nice little detail. Shao Kahn also surprisingly got 2 alternate heads, where this is the sneering head, as you can see here, and he's got all these little, I don't even know what to call those on the top of his head, those little ridges. So let's actually pull this guy's helmet off. As you can see there, it is the same type of head, it's just that that one's a much more neutral face. So let's actually, for the sake of things, pop this one off. That's easy enough. You can see there how it connects to the ball socket. Oh. Yeah, the upper torso is all this soft plastic, so it looks like the head joint got, the neck joint got stuff stuck down in there, but you just kind of got to force it on. And there we go. Oh, do we? Nope. Hang on one second, guys. We're going to do this off camera. So I finally got Shao Kahn's head swapped out. It was a little bit more difficult than I would have liked, but it's mainly because of this softer upper body that they've designed. So that's not too bad. I went ahead and swapped out some of his hands as well. That went a lot smoother. You have to watch these cuffs when you're doing it because the cuffs will slide off. But I went ahead and put the hammer in his hand. You can see it slings over his back just fine. And I absolutely just love this guy in this pose. I said when I got him that I was just going to have him sitting on the throne. But now that I see him like this, I might change my mind. But you can see there's a lot of really nice detailing all down his outfit. There is BBTS, BigBadToyStore.com does an exclusive version of each of these Mortal Kombat Storm figures where they do a battle damaged version where essentially they splash some blood on the figure. I usually try to get the originals. I think my Ermac is the bloodied version, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. Of course, we'll pull his helmet off here. The detail on the helmet is fantastic. Little gold trim around the edge here, all the spikes in the back. When I first saw this guy, I figured there was no way that helmet was coming off, but Storm Collectibles surprised me. As far as his articulation, his head, you've already seen the ball joint it's on. Very nice up and down. Of course, all the way around. Again, this whole upper body is this soft, malleable plastic, so it gives you more freedom than you would expect. Shao Khan can go back to here, crunch all the way down. Arms are on a ball joint. These shoulder pads are also a soft plastic, and they're just pegged in. You can see right there at the harness, so you've got to watch it. You can knock them out. You can hear he's kind of just stiff at the joint there, but it's no pressure on the joint. It is just kind of getting used to being moved around. And you can see I just knocked his shoulder pad off there. Not too hard to put back on. You just kind of slide the strap off, line the hole up, and right about... Hopefully this won't be another swapping his heads issue. Nope. And that looks like it got it. Alright. Of course, full 360 at the bicep. There's a butterfly joint right here at the arm, so forward and back. Spins at the bicep, if I didn't already say. Double jointed at the elbow. Spins and bends at the wrist, so very nice. Full 360 at the waist. Legs go forward, back, out. They're double jointed at the knee. They also spin. Let's see here. He has more ankle articulation. I think these little shoulder pads, well, excuse me, the little shin guards are allowing, but his ankles would go forward and back a lot more than they do. They're, of course, on a pivot. And he has a little toe joint. So, Shao Khan is an immense figure. And he should be. This is the big bad of... You could argue he's the big bad of Mortal Kombat 1. You don't see him. But you do fight him in 2 and 3. And, of course, on through the Mortal Kombat continuity. So, this guy runs you... I believe I paid $95, just under $100, but that's not bad at all for this guy, especially for the scale he's in. And speaking of, let's get some size comparisons before we go on to our final thoughts. And here we have Shao Khan alongside, well, first off, Ermac, who is also from the Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat line. So you can see he even towers over figures from his own line, which he should. Then a much more standard 6-inch Legend scale figure. And finally, a 3 3/4-inch G.I. Joe, who comes up to right at his crotch. And not much more. So, putting these all back off to the side here, you know, it's always nice that this is such an eye-catching piece. You know, I'm going to have all these guys on display together, and I'm going to have Shao Kahn on his throne kind of watching the combat. And this guy, even when he's seated, stands out. Speaking of, let's get him back on his throne. So once again, Shao Kahn runs you just a little under $100. I think about 95 bucks. Once you pay shipping, you probably will be over 100, unless you can find this guy at like a comic show or something. But man, this guy is just a phenomenal figure. Great detailing, great paint, great accessories, great articulation. You know, all sorts of, there's no pose I can think of with all these various hands and accessories that you couldn't get him in. So, that being said, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, I can't recommend this guy enough. He's definitely one of my favorite figures in recent memory. And that being said, this is JTrain997, and I'll see you soon, YouTube.